There's nothing left to say but goodbye.
Greetings to one and all from wherever you may hail. Thank you for joining me on another episode of Bayou Gold Guy. I am Bayou Gold Guy, and in this video, it seems like we are finishing off the week celebrating Gold Nugget Sales Week because there's a very popular pay dirt that has come out that Mike from Gold Nugget Sales released here last weekend. A very special pay dirt, and we have a bag of it along with a few other things to show today. But a number of people have been doing this week, starting from last weekend. So this, like I said, this is kind of an impromptu Gold Nugget Sales Week, as we're preparing for our Vendetta Week coming up on January 19th through the 26th, where we have a number of channels that are going to be showing Vendetta pay dirt from Mike Vendetta all week long in a show of solidarity for our friend and a great pay dirt company. After, I've heard it referred to by the host channel that started this as the Gold Incident. I have not watched the video yet, but someone told me that's, there was a referral to it, but again, no acknowledgement of any kind. So we're going to focus on what we got today, which is something very cool. So let's turn to the new gold epicenter of South Louisiana, our table where X marks the spot. So what we have here is, I think, one of Mike's coolest labels that he's put out for sure. This is the COYOTE Creek Grants Pass from Southern Oregon. It is the 1 gram bag. He comes, of course, he's got his hand signed, all the best from Mike. And this is the 1 gram bag, which sells for $66.95. $10.95 shipping, so it's $77.90 total for the bag. But as y'all know, we don't count shipping on this, so we're looking for $66.95 worth of gold for our material value. But I ordered this one on Mike had come out with a video on this on the weekend, and or I'm not sure when he came out, but at any rate, it came out, and people were ordering immediately. That's why I'd sent a message saying I've got my order in. Orders are heading in, and he said, I saw your order arrive. I'll make sure it's got some, personally got some petrified wood in it, because the place where this gold is being dug out of, the pay dirt, is a buried ancient tree. Oh damn it, now I'm brain fade. I can't remember, ponderosa pine, I believe it was, but it's partially petrified. So you've got some of it that is organic matter still, and some of it is actually had petrification. So very cool to have a combination like that. And yeah, this stuff is wet, very damp, and this stuff, it will have it ranges in gold from number 12 mesh to flour gold. But he had gotten some gold from the prospectors that had this claim, and John R. Prospect and I were discussing it, whether or not it was all this was, if he had added gold, or if it was just the gold, because this material carries natural flour gold in it. It's a very rich pay dirt, and that's what we were talking about. So John had actually emailed him, I believe, and asked him, and he said that he had gotten, see, that's a piece of ponderosa pine right there, but it is organic still, very soft and crumbly. So we'll start setting that stuff out. But he said that he had gotten 5 ounces of this stuff out in gold, and he is putting that in the pay dirt. But when that runs out, he's already gone through half of it, and this has barely been a week now. And when that's gone, it will be supplemented with Alaska and Colorado gold. So if you're wanting to get some of this with the Oregon gold, you probably need to step on it, and that's what I was. These also are sold in 3-gram bags for $196.95, and I did not scroll down far enough when I ordered this to even look. I saw it on the site and ordered it from the bag I saw, and or else I probably would have gotten a 3-gram bag. And then my buddy Jim and Jeff just sent me a picture the other day. If I can put it in, it will be inserted right here, of the Coyote Creek jug. And it's an impressive looking jug with a big label on it. I'm waiting to hear back if it's like a half-ounce jug or what, but it's a custom made up jug, I'm pretty sure, because it's not on the site. So this stuff really needs to be wet classified, because we've got small flour gold in here, and we're gonna need to separate it, try to get it out. So what we're gonna do is wet classify. So this isn't something we do very often here, so we're gonna show a little bit of what that entails, which is you dump your material in and you run water over it, because there is some clay. The prospector, the guy that owned the claim where he got this, told him that you've got to make sure you wash these rocks good, because that flour gold is being held in these, and you can see the wood floating, the organics there. Like I said, Jan at Bill's Trash and Treasure did the first video on these last Saturday, and Mike Vendetta did his bag, and John R. Prospecting had done his bag. So we've seen some out and what kind of to expect on this, and we're looking to find between at least 1.4 to 1.6 or 7 grams of gold here, and that's including that fine, super fine flour gold. So it's going to be a bit of a challenge, which is excellent. But yeah, it's I ordered this, like I said, I ordered this bag ended up ordering mine on June 6th, and it said it was due to arrive the following Monday, and it came in 3 days on the third day on Saturday. So very, very fast, quick service. As always, from Gold Nugget Sales. Mike's just impeccable service with that company. So now we've got that separated out. Now we go with we classify down the next, which this probably is not going to have that much in the kitchen strainer size here, because it looks like this is pretty fine that we have left, and you can see that silt and mud in there. Let's I wonder if we do a little spin here, are we gonna see? This is the bottom of the bottom stuff. Let's see. Oh, look at there. Holy cow. First thing, just the bottom of what we were cleaning out of here, and you can see fine gold and some nice chunks of gold too. But like I said, this ranges from 12 to fine, and there are some very, where's my thing? There are some very tiny chunks already mixed in there. So, geez, I don't really want to suck up that dirty water, but I feel like I should take advantage of getting that gold while I can see it there. I mean, it'll all come out in the snuffer dump at the end. But yeah, that's a good little amount of some fine gold that was in those silts. Yeah, we can't just ignore that. We got to get that out right away. And I'm pretty sure we're going to have a pretty dirtied up snuffer bottle full of murky water when we get done with this. Oh, I guess it helps. You always want to make sure you turn that lid and tighten that lid down on your vial there to suck up. Very cool start. Nothing like doing your classification, scoring gold from the start. So, all right. Well, we know there's probably still some. I kind of washed it around. We didn't look for the tiniest of tinies in there, but I still see a couple little specks that are moving around. So we will recover that in due time. I really wanted to get this done when it came in on Saturday. I was working. I had the mail lady brought it, and I'd been out there working on Friday when she came. I was like, "You got my gold?" And she had just mail. She's like, "I don't know." She didn't know what I was talking about. But on Saturday it was the same. See, there's very little material in that level for what we got. So let's just go ahead and dump that in the pan, and we will pan that out first. We need to add jet dry to all this because I have not yet, and we'll clean up some water. But in the meantime, like I said, we're gonna take it as we can get it on this, because I know that there's been a couple of Jen was going back through a few times trying to recover, because Dave, you can ask Dave and he'll tell you what, he keeps a very good record when he makes up these bags, does the pictures, has it all documented. So if there's ever any issue, he can show you 2 different scales weighing his gold and the material going in. So I said it's very professional, and it protects him, and it insures the customer. So it's a very good system. But yeah, he'd let her know that there was there should be a little bit more weight on that scale in there, and you've probably got some fine stuff. And I know she was getting a little frustrated because she'd gone back through and was still, look at those beautiful little pieces there. John R. Prospect was telling me that he thought this stuff had a real look, almost a high grader look to it. But anyway, Jan said she'd gone back through and still had found like maybe one little micro piece, no weight. But I don't know if you can see right there at the, did I just wash it away? No, there it is. It's got covered by bubbles. But there is a tiny little speck glowing right there at the right there at the top, and it looks right there. That picture is about 2 or 3 times the size that it actually is, because it's gold, and it shows up bright in the camera in the tiniest pieces. But it is a micro speck there. So, all right, well, we've already got gold in the bottle, getting this started. I knew it was going to be fun, just looked like fun stuff to do. Some very cool material, something totally different. So, zoom out. Man, nothing annoys me more when I'm editing these and I see that I've left that stuff. Especially when you're doing Mike's stuff, because his videos are so professional. Like John was saying, it's like, well, you can see that gold. You can see gold sitting there on the top of the pan right there, showing up. Some flakes, look at that flake of gold. But he says, like watching TV, watching a TV show for real, because it is such great quality. I wanted to do this yesterday on D-Day, and I knew it wouldn't be out until Friday, but still 78 years ago, on June 6th, we had 3 million troops, the largest military action ever taken in the history of the world. 25,000 Allied troops crossed the English Channel into a buzzsaw of Nazi German machine guns that turned the tides of the war and brought the socialist Nazi regime to its knees. Stopped the massacre of well over 6 million Jews in Germany over the many years that was going on. But I started to do a commentary on it. I was like, I got a little carried away because it just pissed me off, because as y'all know, we're in National Shame Month here now in June. It's been designated by a totally insignificant and non-representative 1% of the population. We allow 2 days a year to recognize the military sacrifices that have made this country possible, but we devote a full month to delusional, mentally ill minority of deviants. But I have to say, Louisiana, it's Tuesday now. I was too beat yesterday to even mess with it, but Louisiana has passed a law that you will not be allowed to participate in sports with my daughters or be in the locker room with them if you're a biological male. So, the girls from Penn State have been fighting, against Big Leon. Leon Thomas there, who, thinks it's all right to pull his dick out in the locker room because he identifies and wants everyone to believe his delusional state. But they offered, when the girls complained, they said no, it's non-negotiable. He's gonna be swimming, but we can bring in psychologists to help you make it okay. What the fuck are you talking about? If you bring in a psychologist, there's only one person in this locker room he needs to be dealing with. That's the delusional fuck over there who thinks he's a woman and is beating women. And now he's ready to move to the Olympics and break every women's sport in the Olympics. So I just, it was just the juxtaposition of realities of the sacrifices of these men and what D-Day meant. While the total dishonor of what is even being associated with this month. Like I said, it's America's Shame Month. So, but it's like I said, that's some pretty stuff. Right, John R. Prospecting had some really cool rocks in his too. I was hoping to get one of the black with the white ones. But then again, there's also a really incredible highlight today that has come out. That 18 people that had been subjected to cancer treatment for, of all things, rectal cancer, had a complete 100% remission on every patient because they've actually found a way to synthesize human antibodies to replace that must be stronger and carry a much more powerful kick than what we normally have. So, I mean, this is from 24 months ago now that it was done, so I have no telling how many people could have been helped by this while they jack around to, figure it out. But it is the first real cancer cure that I have ever heard spoken of. So, that's we take our victories where we can get them, and I would say for this country and the world, that's a pretty big. It's a pretty big kudos there if it pans out to be accurate. But like I said, we owe a lot to those men from 78 years ago that changed the course of history in a day. Oh, look at that. Some nice gold showing up there. So the rocks are holding. We didn't do a magnet test because I'd already seen on the previous ones that there was not. And usually with most of Gold Nugget sales, unless you're ordering one of his black sand bags or the Benson Beach or the double black diamond, you got very minimal black sand in most of them. But those are some pretty little nuggets there, little chunkers showing up at the end of the, I guess that was the plus kitchen strainer size. Very, very shiny gold. It does have almost that kind of buttery quality to it like the 22 karat had. Just looking at it, not zoomed in. It doesn't look like we have any any little specks that were caught up, everything looks like it got washed off good. So looks like a little bit of mica moving around in there or something, but it's shiny, but it's not gold. So, all right, well, that's gonna leave us the mess here. And there's a lot of organics and slurry matter in there. So let me resituate here, and we'll go on that one. And there's one of my little hurricane rescues that has really been a success. That she was one that was very scared and would not ever let me near her. But yeah, now she has she was actually sitting with me on the I was sitting on the step, and she was laying between my legs. I don't pick her up, but yeah, she was she did not like people, and so she's the one that's actually, and this is the one that I was saying I believe is the sibling to my my little girl that I've had for about a year now, coming up in June, on June 21st, I think it is. But yeah, she's a little sweetheart. Yeah, that was my little sweetie there. My little outside sweetie. She actually was playing last week and bit me whenever she got rough, and right over my vein, and it swelled up about the size of a $50, and it's still kind of swollen if you could see it. But I mean, she was playing, she didn't mean to, but she's, pretty much feral, and she clamped down when she wanted me to scratch her belly. And then she, just like mine do whenever I do it, but they do it much more gently. But some of my other ones that have been out here I have not seen in a while now. Spot, the black and white one, and then Oreo. Oreo was the black and white one, and Spot was the white and with the black spots. But I hope that they've got somebody now that's feeding them, and that they've got a home, just like that little one. I mean, she cruises around here, but I looked out here last night, and she was the first time I'd seen her actually sleeping on the step out here. But she'll never be an inside cat. I mean, I've got 3 in there. That's more than I ever planned to have as it was. But there's another reason I didn't really want to feel like doing this on Monday is Monday was the anniversary of a year ago when I lost my little Schrodinger, the singing cat, my little gray tabby that I'd had for almost 12 years, and talked to me every time I addressed her. She responded. It was just incredible, that cat. But yeah, I still miss her terribly. Even with my three great little ones that I have, all of them are rescues. And then Hurricane, who came in after showed up after the Hurricane Ida last year, has just been he's the most gentlemanly cat. he's just so well behaved and good natured, and it's so funny, all those pictures of out here when he'd be over my shoulder when I'd be starting a video, or I'd show him up on the roof behind, and I'd look out here any time of the night. A lot of times he'd be sitting up on the carport beside me, looking into the house, and I think he was wanting to be in. And when I finally offered to let him in when it got cold, and he came in, and he was happy to stay. He never wanted to get out again. he's like I said, that's those little guys. They add a lot to your life for sure. Especially when you think about where they could be if you weren't helping them, if you hadn't brought them in, or if they'd been left out. And mine would have been out on the bayou, probably gator bait or run over by a car. Irvin would have been killed because he's a black cat, and they try to target those cats. They're superstitious idiots down here. But yeah, if you've got a black cat, you cannot adopt it out in the month of October. They euthanize them immediately if you take them in. And they're like, oh, well, the Satanists. I'm like, you fucking idiots. There's no Satanists down here. It's the scumbags that do the pit bull dog fights and they feed cats to their dogs. Those are the low life scum that you need to be protecting them for and not euthanizing them. Go after the dog fighters that are torturing them, not the perceived, bullshit. But so I kept him. He was a little 5-week-old, and I just was not going to have him subjected to that because he was unfortunate enough to be a beautiful little black cat. Well, nothing fine showing up in there. So, all right. Well, I'm gonna get on to this next one, and we'll get back and see how it looks. All right, we got the bulk of it out of the way. There's definitely some very different pay dirt. Just the color and the material that's in it, the fine crushed material, as well as the different colors, variations and stuff. So very cool. Chances are we may not hardly see anything in this until we get down to the very bottom of that silt in the pan that I see that two little pieces there showing up at the top. I'm seeing it look like we walked a few little specks, but it's that white, almost like I said, it looked almost like mica. It's definitely not gold, but we do look like we might have a little bit of fine stuff that's left in that black dirt spot showing, but nothing's walking out of it. Let's see if anything holds onto the pan. Couple little white specks that act like they want to stay there. But again, I think they're just moving way too easy, even with the light wash. But we got a couple of little specks there, and we'll go ahead and suck up that one little piece that was moving around and see in case it was something. Let's do a couple of quick swirls and see if anything, like I've mentioned before, I have really well seasoned pans, and I count on those little fine striations to catch that flour gold. I was talking to somebody else. I was telling them that they were talking about seasoning their pan, and I told them that what I liked was the stainless steel chore boy, not like the scouring pad SOS pads, but the coarser coiled stainless steel. And then depending on how hard you press on that, you can get a very, very nice pattern and work your edges as well, and not have some that are deep enough to really, really grab, but not streak your pan or act like little divots in it, so. Oh, and that's what I was going to say too. I've been contacted by a few people. I just had someone contact me the other night specifically about saying that they had seen what we're doing for Vendetta week, and wanted to do a video, but has never done it, and could I walk them through it, give them some tips? And it's like, absolutely, So I got my number, and so if anybody out there is wanting to do this and needs any information at all about, like I said, I'm thinking we should do it for the week, but there's no real scheduling. I'm sure I know LXR said he was going to do some, and a number of people have, and I know like his show is on Saturday. I plan on doing one midweek and one on the regular Friday show. I know John R. Prospecting will probably be doing at least one, if not two. We've had I have to look. I'm so discombobulated here. The stuff, everything going on. But yeah, we've got a lot of people that have said they're going to make a video, and they don't do videos, but they wanted to do a video for this, you know. And so all you have to do is just get your phone, and I'm using a tripod. You don't have to have a tripod. You can get a picture, you know, dump your stuff out and show it. Maybe talk about it if you want to. You don't even have to talk on it. You can just show your stuff, and then if you just use the pause button on your phone and pause your video in between what you're wanting to film, and then start it back up. That way you don't have to worry about trying to edit anything out or put stuff together. If you did want to do that, I use the UCut, YOUCUT cut program for my phone. It's a free program, editing program. It works great. You can pay, I think, $12 a year, and it gives you some extra features on it, fonts and effects and stuff like that. But you can do anything you want to with that very easily. Then you load it to YouTube. You have to have an account with YouTube, but if you've already got a name on there, you've got an account, so that's not an issue. And the main thing would be to make sure that you've got enough room in your phone to do it, because that's the issue that I have a lot of times with this is I do not have enough memory on the new phone that I have here now that I'm still going to return. I need to get this. I need to return this. I should be making videos with it, but the other one, it just would not have enough video, so you could not save it off of your editing program to download it. So you bypass that completely if you just load it up, you know, film your video, pause it when you want to, show the end, show the gold, whatever you like to do. Then just click share, and it'll give you the option to share to YouTube and post it on YouTube. You have to have a title for it, put in your little description, and then you're good. And then you're going to want to go into YouTube Studio, which is in the menu. And in YouTube Studio, that's where you set the time for when you want to play it, when you want it to premiere. And if you're doing it on a phone, you're not going to have a lot of the options that you have on the laptop, like setting a premiere screen where it does the little opening there for with the different openings that you see on videos when it's counting down for the premiere, or but you can access thumbnails and things like that through the YouTube Studios on the cell phones. But that's really all there is to it. But like I said, I have no problems at all. I'd be more than happy to assist anyone, or if you want to, like I said, we're still a little bit away, so we'll see how many pay dirts there are all together, and it'd be nice to kind of spread it out through the week, so that we have like I said, a real presence in the YouTube suggestions and impressions feeds going out, where then just make sure you enter Vendetta pay dirt review, or I don't know, we might come up with a united title that we might all use for the openings, or a hashtag, I don't know. I don't want to make it anything too complicated at all. As long as it says, Vendetta pay dirt, the Vendetta week, something to that effect. I think it will it shows that they are all connected in some way, I would have liked to have done that with the Miners Depot when I first came up with that last year, but my channel wasn't big enough to coordinate, people. I mean, everybody loves Miners Depot, and John and I are still going to be doing that. I keep saying that this summer. Summer's going to be gone before we turn around, but yeah, y'all are going, why is he painting that again? I'm just sitting here talking and thinking, I thought I saw maybe a little bit of powder at the end, but like I said, it's just the color of that dirt. There's nothing to but at any rate, so yeah, Bayou Gold Guy 79 at gmail.com. Just send me a Gmail and your phone number, and I will hit you back, and we can discuss what you need to know. And then, like I said, when we get closer to the within the next week or so, we'll like I said, I haven't talked to Mike. I don't know if I would think he should be getting some pay dirt sales increases a little bit from the people that I said have heard that are. I haven't bought mine yet, so they'll be coming up probably next week. I'll get my order in for that. But yeah, I think we're gonna have fun doing that. And like I said, it'll be a nice nod to Mike for all the great material. Mike Vendetta. It's kind of crossed it up here. Sorry, Gold Vlog. If you're audio, I didn't mean to cut into yours, but I know he's a big supporter of Mike Vendetta as well. He's been with him and had the pleasure of going out in the desert there, and I'm sure that he's 100% behind anything that supports Mike Vendetta. So I don't mean to be speaking for you, Mr. Gold Nugget Sales, but like I said, I think that's a safe assumption. So just like the rest of us. Whether you even know the details of what was going on or anything, it just the opportunity. If you've got his pay dirt before, you probably appreciate the quality and the amount of gold you got and the fun you had with it. So that's the only requirement is to be a Mike Vendetta fan. Don't want to see no trolls. I'm looking at you, I am Zaxxon. I'm just kidding you, brother. Actually, I started talking on this. I didn't realize that I'm doing all this at one time. I was not planning on doing that. So yeah, let's back off of that one. I'll get through this and we'll be back. All right, well, that's the bottom of this pan, and that is right at the top, one little speck of gold. Again, that looks 10 times bigger than it actually is because it glows like a neon light because it's gold in the camera. But there's no other trace of any in that one. So like I said, we're down to the last pan now, which is all of our, where we have all of our, the bottom of our slurry. So I've really been surprised not seeing more particles at the bottom of that, because this is some very very rich pay dirt that this came out of, this unsearched pay dirt. So let's see what we get in the last pan here. There's some rocks that sure look like gold when you're panning it through, but they just wash away way too easy. But when they're sitting there in the dirt, they definitely have a look of gold. Oh, and also I want to send out best wishes and love to Miners Depot. I saw that looks like Lisa has her and Blake have had an issue with their little girl. Has got a pretty serious medical situation going on, and dealing with her kidneys. And I don't know all the details of it, but I know that she's not at their site. She's had to take her into the whatever, I forget what town, it might have been Fairbanks, but anyway, one of the for the medical facility. Looked like they had her in running either an MRI or a CAT scan. But we definitely send all of our love and best wishes and hope for a full recovery to her. I know I'm guessing that Blake probably has to stay at the, they're putting together the Skookum Gold Camp, and I don't know if they have people out there currently. Prospector Paul had gone up there to build cabins, and but I'm sure that he has to probably stay there and run the business. So that's got to be hard on a dad when you've got a sick child. Your little girl's got to be away from you, and you can't, you know. So again, we definitely wish them the very best and hope that it all works out good. So they're great people. We're like I said, we're going to still get in the Miners Depot network here sometime this, maybe towards the end of summer. I think in terms of, yeah, it's June, and I'm already thinking in terms of mid-July as far as, you know, time. It's hell, I started the day off thinking it was Thursday. It's Tuesday. It's just one big jumble to me. So, all right, well, I'm going to work this down, and we'll see what we have at the bottom here. All right, we are down to the bottom of our last pan, and there is a lot of gold showing up in the dirt there of varying sizes. So, like I said, it was all hiding in that all that slurry in the bottom of the last of the pan. But I'm sure, I need to watch the camera and not the pan there. I'm sure seeing what looks like some pretty fine gold mixed in up there at the top. That is a nice amount of gold there. Still a lot of little fine specks that move very easily that look like you normally think could be flour gold, but they're just a little too white, and like I said, they just move way too freely to be anything that we're wanting to recover. You can see kind of there, once I kick it up, all that line of all that fine little, well, on the glare it doesn't show up that well, but yeah, like I said, if it weren't for the fact that it just washes so freely, unfortunately, I've done enough flour gold in this pan. I know that it will not run like that. That is a good looking little pile of gold, no doubt. It's always cool when you've got a lot of varying sizes all together in a big cluster like that. And see, there are a couple little flakes when I wash it that are wanting to creep down. You gotta, but they, like I said, you can catch them. You see them wanting to creep. They don't just wash. Oh, man. All right. Well, there we go. That is the end of our pan and an impressive pile of gold. So we will get this washed up where we don't have any black sand in there as much as we can, and snuffer it up and see how we look on the dump. Well, it is time. We got that up. There's gold sticking on the piece of gold sticking on the tube there. That's a nice, looks like a lot of gold for 1 gram. All right. Let's get that dirty stuff out of the way. Make sure nothing's floating out with it, other than little organic stuff I saw there, which is good. Yeah, it's hard to get those little pieces of wood and stuff out of the way there. All right, man, that is That is beautiful. Love the color of that gold. Oh, let's see. My tripod here is positioned, but just man, I just really hate it that I can't get my zoom ins like I used to get. How can you have it? How can you have an upgraded, twice the cost camera with half of the quality of the damn? I mean, phone with half the quality of the damn camera. But yeah, that is beautiful. So I'm going to go back through my tailings thoroughly because I've already seen. I think John got close. I think Vendetta's gotten the most with 1.07 on his. I think Jan had 1.04. And then John was, I think, 0.03 or 4. I can't. I lose track of them. But at any rate, I know everybody's... Mike's pretty much told everybody to go back through and look again, except for Vendetta. So we are going to go back, as we always do, and look again and see what... And I've been looking at my rocks here. I'm thinking that maybe that is our piece of petrified wood. Because it sure looks like it to me. I mean, there's some unusual that black, that there, it's almost, like I said, it almost looks like a slate. And then that, but it looks like the same color as that is the organic piece of that ponderosa pine. And that right there may be, I don't know, it's unusual, a little porous. And I think that's kind of like John R. Prospering had a shiny silver piece that was very thin in his, that looks like a slate, a very cool slate. And then that chunk there. But yeah, whenever Mike was showing that bag, that's what I was saying, unsearched pay dirt, petrified wood, and gold nugget sales gold. See, that piece there broke very easily. So I think that may be a piece of the ponderosa pine that's in mid petrification, because there's a few pieces like that I've seen here look like that color. But yeah, just the material, that slate gray, some like I said, John had a piece that he said it was black and white, and I'm like, you mean like the Dalmatian stone? And then he sent me a picture of it, and it was jet black with like white crystals all in it. I was like, oh man, I hope I get a piece like that, because it was just really a really unique looking piece of rock, So all right, well that's but yeah, if that's what that is very cool. But I have my petrified wood collection that I've gotten out of North Texas. This is my collection, and the difference is this stuff dates back from 33 to 50 million years, and it is totally petrified, and just some incredible details that were preserved in this. You can count rings, you can see boreholes from bugs, you can see rot. You may remember this piece from my lynch video where I had the smoking rock, where it actually has it. I blew smoke in one hole and it came out the other side of the rock. But you can see that looks just like a stump you'd encounter out in the water if you were, out in your boat, like I often did. That was the top sticking out where it was rounded down. Just incredible stuff. And then this is my big boy here that weighs right at 100 pounds. And I found this out when I was fishing at Lake Fork, and again you can see there are ring patterns. Some of them you can see better. This isn't a very good shot of this, but it showed it showed that at that time North Central Texas was a very temperate zone, very wide growth rings on it. You can still see the bark that's still connected to it. So very, but like I said, this thing weighs right at 100 pounds, and it was laying flat in the water, and I was standing on it when I realized that you know, there were some pieces on the shore I picked up that looked like they were pieces of wood, but I was wondering why they weren't floating. And when I threw them down, I heard them tink like a rock, and I thought, well, I recognized this as being the same color as those little pieces, and I went back and dug it out. And then I had actually another piece that was even cooler than this one, that you could actually had a borehole through it and a big knot in the side. But that one's been lost to time as well, unfortunately. But I mean, just look at the detail of that, the porous, where all this mineralization took over and replaced the organic matter perfectly. And it's just, like I said, it's just incredible stuff. And then here's actually, there's a piece of modern wood from the tree across the street from me that got cut down from, that was taken down by Hurricane Ida. And then my little plant growing up out of the rocks, my flowers. So it kind of ties all together. Here we got from 30 to 50 million years to this year. And they're all organic. There's their plant matter. But yeah, I love this stuff. And if I was to take this in, I could take it up to the guy in here in town that does the granite work and have him slice it up. And I bet you this thing would be worth well over $10,000 to $15,000, and you know, I could Dan Hurd the hell out of it. But to me, it's a piece of art and history itself, and I just can't bring myself to want to. Even though cutting it and polishing it would be just some incredible colors and some incredible designs on it. I just, like I said, I just can't bring myself to do it. What we are going to bring ourselves to, though, is coming up here. I don't know if you can see that little baby sticking out there, but there it is. That is the Carolina Reaper in its glory, and it is ripened up and it is ready to come off. So I'll probably be doing a little, and it's got a bunch of little brothers all through, all through it that are along with all those habaneros. But yeah, that is the demon seed pepper right there, the hottest pepper in the world, the Carolina Reaper. So coming up. So all right, well, we've got our gold sucked up. Yeah, this video's just been all over the place tonight, hadn't it? That's what happens whenever I come in without a clear plan and we shoot from the hip. So, but yeah, there's that compared to my petrified wood, a little bit of a different item, but very cool to have, and it will be added to like. And thank you, Mike, for specific. You know, he said he would make sure he had some petrified wood in my bottle, in my bag. So I appreciate that very much. So let's get this in and see what our weighs in. I'm gonna go through my tailings, see if I missed anything, and then we'll take it in. All right, we are back with our dried, beautiful pan of Gold Nugget Sales Oregon Gold. And you can see there's a little bit of some wire gold pieces in there. I went through my tailings. I had nothing left in my tailings at all. Not even a speck. So I'm hoping that we've got a good weight on this. But it is some really beautiful stuff. For some reason, the light will not come on the camera at all. I've even got it plugged in right now with the charger. It's not run down, but it will not. It will not. I don't have the light on the. Well, the flash won't work on the camera either. It won't activate. So I don't know what the bullshit is with it. But beautiful stuff there. So let us. You can see there. I got something in the mail this week. I'll be doing a little short on a mail call from a viewer. Very, very generous package I got in. Very nice. We will be giving some of that stuff away on the next week's video, which I guess will be, yeah, next week's video. Yeah. I'm doing this too early in the week. I get confused when I do these too far in advance. Let me see. Hold on. What do we got there? Ash. So, all right. Let's turn on the scale. See if we can get a accurate reading on it today. It looks like it's saying no, we are not. God damn. So, man, I just don't understand this scale. It's zeroed out at 20 on the weight, like it should be. I mean, it weighs 20 on the with the weight. Put that on, tear out. It's still 100. All right. Well, for some reason, the big scale now. This one used to not work on it accurately, but it's weighing out to accurate 20 grams. So let's go with that and see while we're legitimate here and see if we can get a weight on this bad boy. So there we have. That's the best that I've seen so far on this. 1.081 tenths of a gram. So yeah, I am now very confident that I was going to go back through it tomorrow in the daylight just to double check to make sure because I just wasn't seeing the amount of super fine gold I was expecting out of this from what I'd seen on it. There was, like I said, there's some fine stuff in there, but that's our official weight there at 1.081 grams. Very nice. Thank you so much, Mike. Very fun bag to do. Some beautiful gold, some interesting material. A lot of fun. So I think that's you can't ask for better than that. And we're not going to. We're very, very happy and appreciative of that. All right, this is my favorite part, where we get in and get a nice close look at it. And this camera's not the best, but it does get the job done for this, I guess, to some degree. So that piece right there, I thought it was errant, but I put it under the loop, my Lynch loop. And it looks like it is just a piece. You can see whenever I turn it the right way, you can see a little bit of gold hue to it. That is a piece of black gold. So some very cool pieces. There's some of our string, our little piece of wire gold there. Beautiful contours and textures on these. There's a piece. Look at that one right there. That is a cool piece of gold. It's got the black and like I said, I can't get in any closer or it blurs. But yeah, this stuff, it definitely has a different look than any gold I've gotten, I would say. Oregon gold. There's a speck or two of black in there, but I don't think that's gonna take away from our 1.08 weight on this. So beautiful stuff. Like I said, the nice chunks, some very fine small stuff in there, as well as, up to the 12 size, it looks like. So I know Mike would say, John had said Mike had told him that he was wanting somebody to, if they could get a picture of the 3 millimeter size pieces. So let me get my ruler out, and we'll see if we can get a. I know Jan had showed a picture. So I said, well, Jan showed some. He's like, yeah, but it wasn't on the video. She had done it on a separate thing. So let's see if we can get a shot of this stuff on this video, showing just some of the 3 millimeter or smaller size chunk flakes. Well, I think that may be what we were looking for right there. That's shows a pretty good variety of the. These are these are actually, centimeters. So, yeah. This is a centimeter rule, but these are millimeters. So, yeah, there's that one fell off. But there's that tiny little piece. But, yeah, you can see the 1 millimeter, basically 1.5 millimeter, a 2, a full 2.5. That was close to 3, and then there's a 4. But nice, very nice gold. That's kind of cool. I've never put it on there and looked at it like that before. But yeah, that's actually, that camera did a pretty good job getting that shot in. So thank you, Mr. Mike from Gold Nugget Sales. A beautiful bag of gold. Well, all right, my friends, I think that will wrap this one up. Very good time with this pay dirt. And again, thank you to Mike Gold Nugget Sales for putting this together for us. And I'm guessing there'll probably be a couple of more of these that have come up before this one does this week. So I'm just glad that I was able to get mine in and get it done, and I've got a good number on it. So again, it seems like I keep ending my videos with caveats. You know, if anyone's offended by my opinions, which are based in fact and not in emotion, you know, nothing I can do about it. You know, I've had one message since I've been doing these videos. It said, Bayou Gold Guy, you know, I love your channel, but you know, don't want it to get political. And this has nothing to do with politics. There's I've known a couple of phrases for a very long time. One of my favorites was tolerance and apathy are the last virtues of a dying society. Aristotle said that almost 2,400 years ago. G.K. Chesterton, on the other hand, an artist, a writer, English writer from the early 1900s, said that tolerance is the virtue of a man without conviction. You know, that's what we've come to. You're bullied into tolerance, and we're seeing the result of it. I hate Democrats and Republicans equally. You know, I'm America first. That is my only political party. So, and this isn't political. Like I said, this is social, and we are seeing our society disintegrating. And when it will come down to the fact we won't be able to do this. I'm not going to be able to afford to buy this if I got to pay $300 a month for my electric bills and $500, $600, $700 a month for gas and everything else. So, you know, and that's what these videos are about. It's in my description on my channel. We're going to do some gold and we're going to chat. No big whoop. So, like I said, you know, I can't let things go that I know are wrong. And I got a platform. So I'm not going to stand up here on a bully pulpit and preach to you guys, but I am going to point out things that are, you know, current as we do this. So I hope it doesn't diminish the gold experience. Like I said, it's just another aspect of the overall picture of doing all this. None of it is isolated. So, you know, that being said, you know, thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. You know, I appreciate all the support of the channel. I think we're right at probably need about another 110 still subscribers by the 4th of July to get that 500 on the 4th. So that is still a goal I'm hoping to achieve. Just again to see if I can do it. It has no bearing on anything else other than the fun to see can I influence the growth of my channel if I actually ask for it and call for it. So we'll see. But that being said, that is again a wrap up of a very cool bag. And again, thank you to everyone who subscribes, who watches, who comments. It means a lot. I appreciate all of you. So until the next time. Oh, and the live chat. Thank you for everyone that's in the live chat that makes these so fun to do every week on the regular Friday night show. So, now, with that being said, peace out, my friends. Bayou Gold Guy saying, have a good evening.